All right, Nick, we do this again. Chatterbox Reds, Monday night edition. Cincinnati 5, Colorado 4. I assume Diaz is coming in the 9th this time, and I know you want to make a public service announcement for the folks that think that they can't fast forward through the YouTube.
Yes, if you are watching Chatterbox Reds for the first time, we usually go live in the 9th inning to watch and react live to get some fun energy. But if you're watching after the game's long ended, as a lot of people do, and we appreciate each and every one of you, just go ahead and fast forward. I break this down into chapters, so if you just go right in the show more, it'll say 0-0, watching the 9th inning, and then it'll say 15, 20, or whatever mark we end up doing the full game recap, and we will you can skip right to it, and that's a normal show about the game, and holy crap. Is that a first
Big
time?
Red 79-97. Bro.
That's a way to introduce yourself to the chat, huh?
Bro, real
league.
talk. If that was an accident, let me know. I'm willing to give some of it back, man. But if not, you are unbelievably generous. No, not even a message either. Golly day, this guy's a bastard. Not you, of course, Big Red 79-97, but my old Moustakis out here. But thank you. I hope we close this out. I pray we close this out.
Ooh, just missed it.
Yeah, it was really close. Almost. Ellie almost had that thing. Oh, wow, that's ridiculous. He almost caught that.
Thank you for that super chat. Don't forget the rest of you, if you have not donated, like the stream. That's really all we ask. Just like the stream.
Bro,
share it on
Big Red
Twitter,
79-97, man. That's unbelievable, man. Thank you. Is Diaz okay? I mean, obviously he's only thrown a few pitches, but
yeah, that's what that's what I said yesterday when they didn't bring him out. I thought he looked a little.
let's just get a double play ball if that's such a thing.
Inconsistent. As inconsistent as someone with like 24 straight saves can look.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. He's been unbelievable.
We're really nitpicking Diaz at this point.
Well, I don't even know. I'm not nitpicking anything. I'm just asking if he's healthy. If we think he's healthy. You're ahead of me, and I don't like that, dude. That's some bullshit, too. Excuse my language. I'm going to get called out again in the chat. Luckily, we got Moustakis running. He's definitely not scoring.
Oof.
That's just so unlucky, man. All right, chat.
Man.
We just likes. We need some likes. That's brutal. That is why in a one-run game you can't do this, but that's why if it wasn't a one-run game, you don't hold the runner on, you play back, you catch that ball, you get the easy out. But you can't do that with a one-run game. But that's the difference between.
Let's see how Lexus can respond.
Yeah, I mean, let's battle. This team's never say die, man. It's like that's a good pitch.
No.
I'm gonna need you to pause. I'm gonna need you to like
no,
pause and
I'm
play.
No. I'll pause it. All right, I'm pausing it.
Play it.
Tell me when you're.
Okay. I think you're
the
gonna
1-1. The 1-1.
You're just ahead of me.
Swung
probably.
on.
Swung
fouled.
on. Ground ball.
Yeah.
Ball boy butchered it.
Ball boy's chasing it. Okay,
Ball boy's chasing it. Ball boy's chasing it. We're close enough.
Oh no, this might
happened?
be on me here. So on you know how I always tweet out the link. Let's watch the. I
don't
said
know
let's watch the bottom of the ninth.
Oh no.
Oh no, this is on me. It's my fault.
All right. At least you're wearing it. At least you're wearing it.
I take full responsibility.
Listen, chat. We just need a strikeout right here. Strike out. A ground ball. Strikeout pop up. Look at Stevenson working hard back there. Come on, bro. Strikeout.
Sit down.
Yep, you got me by like a half a second.
All right, I'll give you another.
One more pause and play, and you got it. That's it.
Bang and bang.
Yep. Replay, catch.
Yeah, let's get a ground ball and win the ball game.
Replay, catch. We're close enough. Let's get lucky. You know, I like saying that. Let's get lucky. They got lucky a little bit. They hit just a ball straight in the dirt.
Yeah.
Decided it was going to bounce over a guy's head. Let's get lucky. This guy runs well, it looks like, though, don't he?
I don't know if he runs well, but he's a hell of a hitter. He's definitely their best hitter. Although Nolan Jones has been hitting well lately.
Just a double play ball. That would be just the miracle of the night. A little wide.
Yeah, Sadek pointed out it really was a good play by Fraley to get that in quick. Make some noise. Make noise.
Good block, Stevenson. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Make a pitch. I can't look at the chat. I can't do it. They're either going to tell me something I don't want to know, or they're gonna can't do it. Oh man. This is fun. Remind yourself of that sometimes. This is fun.
There you go.
All right, strike them all out then. Let's just strike them all out, Nick. This is fun, chat. This is fun. This is why we love sports, right? I think. Make the pitch, Diaz. Make the pitch.
Oh no! Oh Lord! Oh. There you go. There you go. There you go. You just want to get him swinging. All right. He got out traced.
I know. I mean, you nut up right there and you make the pitch of your life. Maybe not the pitch of his life, to be fair, but just an unbelievable pitch, and this guy just gets frozen, just freezes back there.
And he made another great pitch right after it.
Yeah, I know. It was fastball high. I was watching even though it didn't look like it was. I need this. Like, I need water. Like, I need Fireball. Like, I need a Miller Lite. No free ads, Pilsner beer. Just one time, Nick. You know, like, I know I say that a lot.
Just one time. We're on an 8-game win streak.
Just one time. One time, Nick.
We never get anything.
Make a play. Make a play, Ellie. Come on, Ellie. God bless this team in America. America's team. Oh, my God. Is this real?
What is happening?
Drew Garrison. Holy smokes.
Are you kidding me?
All right, we got to do a show, guys. We got to do a show. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to try. Nick, I can't do this the rest of the year if this is how it's going to be. I might die. I understand the people were excited, and I am going to be excited. But my God, when I tell you, when Joey Votto hit that home run, my heart was pumping. When Joey Votto got that base hit, I literally skipped 2 beats. And when Diaz just, you want to talk about nut cutting time, chat? It is the nut cutting of all nut cutting times, and Alexis Diaz just came through in the clutch. Nick, I'm going to do this again because I always do it. I feel like it's important. I know we have super chats galore right now, and we will get to all of them, I promise you. But there's this superstitious thing that I continue to do here, Nick. The Reds win 5-4 over the Colorado Rockies. How many, Nick? How many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to really start speeding that up when we get up to like 15 or 20 here.
Oh, this is such a dumb show and such an unbelievable team. Nick, I know that usually how do you feel? I mean, I don't know what to say. We'll start the show off, obviously, as always, with the box score recap. Before we get to that, just your overall, where are you at? How are you feeling? Are you about dead or not?
The phrase, this just might be the Reds' year. That's what it feels like. Everything is going their way right now. And they're doing a lot of things right. It's not all just a bunch of lucky wins by any stretch, any means, but
right,
just might be the Reds' year.
James Fallon, thank you for the unbelievable $20 super chat. 9th W. I can't believe what's happening right now. Let's go, Reds. I can't believe what's happening right now either. Do you guys realize we have 250 bombs already? Big Red 79-79. Or 79-97, excuse me. 50 bomb. Drew Garrison coming in. I'm a man of my word. Votto still bangs. 50 bomb. And James Fallon with the 20 bomb. I don't know what to say at this point, guys. You know, when you do this show, You try to come up with topics that are fun to discuss. You try to figure out different things that could get the mind stirring around an everyday ball club. When you talk about it every single day, it could become a little monotonous, perhaps. We try not to do that, but it could be. And this team continues to provide content that I can't even come up with. Like, I can't tell you guys how unbelievably impressive this team's at-bats are. I'm going to get into it a little bit later in the show. But it's just like, it's just 1 through 9 almost. It is just professional at-bat after professional at-bat. Nobody gives away any kind of at-bat. And here we are, Nick. June 19th, 2023. And I think, I don't want to butcher this, but where are the Reds at right now?
At the moment, the Reds are tied for first place because the Brewers are in action. But the Brewers are down 8-1. It's going into the 8th inning. So
I like what you did there. You didn't jump ahead. Yeah, I like what you did there. You're a man of jinxes. I know you might not say it admittedly, but I can tell. A jinx man knows a jinx man when he sees one. Just so you know.
I already dodged one tonight. I don't need to throw any more out there.
All right. Let's do a box score recap. I just want to say to all of you in the chat, you guys are unbelievable. Sir Boy Wonder with the super chat right before the box score recap starts says, "Let's go Reds." Joey Votto ain't washed. The Reds are going to lead the division after tonight. Buy the damn hype, Kirby.
I'm buying. Sir Boy.
We're selling.
I'm buying, brother.
Sir Boy, I told you, we're at the top of the pyramid, dog. We've been selling. Kirby's been selling this for 3 years, even when it's been stale. I come hopping all in. I'm like, oh, what are you selling, Nick? Oh, yeah, you got this. What is this? What is it called? Amway. All right, Nick, the Amway Reds sounds great. Let's start selling it this year. And Nick's like, we might not be the best team, but we got some guys that are going to come up and play well. I promise you, eventually it's going to get better. I'm like, okay, whatever. I just want to talk about the Reds. I haven't watched them in a while. Sure, I'm in. How many times do you want to do it, Nick? I got an idea. Let's just do something stupid. Let's just do it after every damn game. All 162? Yeah. And here we are, Nick. Box score recap for what is looking to be your first place Cincinnati Reds.
Shout out Rico, super chat. I don't think Rico said anything, but Rico, we love you. We appreciate you. If you got anything, please let us know.
Yep. All right, we got to do a box score recap because people watch this show to see the Reds. All in Christ, thank you for the super chat. I'll get to all the message at the end, I promise you. But we have to do a show at some point. People are going to get mad in the comments on YouTube. There are going to be some haters saying, oh, we don't call out the super chats, and then they're going to turn around and tell me we talk about too many super chats. So I don't know what to do. All I know is that you need to do a box score recap, Nick. Hopefully it's not 9 pages long because at this point, I've lost my train of focus. I have no idea what's going on. I've lost control of the show.
The box score recap is to reel you back in. So take a breath,
man.
drink your Miller Lite.
True Pilsner beer, no free ads. Just go. God, this show's so stupid, man. I can't believe the Cincinnati Reds, man.
All right, the Cincinnati Reds back home at Great American Ballpark.
What a dumb team. What a dumb team, man. Can you believe this? Can you believe it?
All right, I can't look at you.
All right, I'll stop, Nick. Go. Do the box score recap, damn it. Be a professional. All right, give me a second and I'll get a box score up. I'll cover my face, man. Just give me a second, would you? Oh, golly day. Let's get this up so Nick can focus.
Let's go.
All right, go, Nick. You give the people what they want. Nick? Oh, Jesus. If this is your first time watching, I'm sorry, man. It's usually better than this. But when the Cincinnati Reds win how many games in a row, Nick? Is that how many of them, chat? Chat, tell me how many. I need to know. How are you supposed to do a show? Yeah, focus up, Nick. Damn, be a professional.
All right, Brennan Williamson, 1, 2, 3, top of the first. Got things going in the right direction for the Reds. Then Kevin Newman, leadoff home run, 390 feet, his third home run of the year. That put the Reds up 1-0. Bottom of the second, Joey Votto, his first at-bat back with the Cincinnati Reds, hit a 104-mile-an-hour lineout. But later in the inning, Nick Senzel, 415-foot home run, his fifth of the year. That put the Reds up 2-0. In the top of the fourth, Brennan Williamson, he was cruising through the first 3 innings, but he did give up a solo home run to Elias Diaz. That made it 2-1. In the bottom of the fifth, Joey Votto, in his second at-bat of the game, 381-foot bomb to left field, 102 off the bat. That made it 3-1 Reds. But in the top of the sixth, Brennan Williamson gave up back-to-back singles to start the inning. He was pulled with a 3-1 lead. Buck Farmer came in, promptly gave up a single and a double, and just like that, the game was tied at 3. Farmer then walked Nolan Jones to load the bases with no one out. He struck out the next 2 batters, and then David Bell went to Alex Young versus the pinch hitter, Mike Moustakas. Alex Young walked Moustakas, and the Reds trailed for the first time at 4-3. He did get the next batter, Jerks and Profar, to ground out to end the inning. But in the bottom of the sixth, after Matt McClain had a leadoff strikeout, Jonathan India reached on an error from our friend Mike Moustakas, who is now in the game at third base. Elliott then got an infield single that was also hit right at Moustakas. Steer walked, and then Joey Votto smoked a single, his hardest hit ball of the night at 108.7. Reds leave 5-4. Fernando Cruz, he pitched a perfect 7th. Lucas Sims pitched a scoreless 8th. And then in the 9th inning, Alexis Diaz, the Rockies got runners on first and third with no one out. But like it's been going for the Reds, somehow they found a way to get out of it. Reds win 5-4. Your Cincinnati Reds, their 24th comeback win of the year. Reds now 3 games over 500 at 38-35. A 9-game win streak, now just one shy of the most recent win streak this long at 10 back in 2012. Reds are 31-20 since April 24th. Reds are now 500 at home at 18-18. And as we mentioned, Brewers currently trailing 8-1 in the top of the 8th. Reds would have the lead in the National League Central if that score holds. And yes, I will re-record this for the podcast so you don't hear me breathing. Go Reds, man.
All right, chat. Let's do some quick super chat shout outs really fast, and then let's get into this show. So really quickly, thank you again. All in Christ, thank you for the $2. That's really, really appreciated. You're a solid contributor. John Thomas, Votto still bangs, $10. We round up around here. $9 for base face. He told us that before. Base face. 9 for 9, my boys. Thanks for the great community. Us. Gabe K, usually coming in with a rhyme. These Reds are giving me a chance not only to dream, but a chance once again to believe. Crunky, the vibes are too high. Headed to City Connect Friday to see the GOAT play. Support these boys. They deserve it. And James Fallon comes in with a lovely super chat saying, focus, Nick. Reds Daily with the 9 for 9. Chatterbox is going to the moon. I don't know what we're doing. I know one thing. This damn baseball team that we watch every night is like unbelievable. They are unbelievable. Joey Votto came up, had a press conference today. Rumors were swirling around the Bluebird app as usual. And is he going to say that he's retiring? No, he just said he's going to come back and he was healthy and he felt good. And hey, we were wrong about Joey a little bit. We said that he probably wasn't going to face left-handed pitching, and he did. And he hit a home run, and also who smashed a baseball to center field that was an out, but no, he hit it well. And then he turned around and he gets another base hit, although that was off a righty, to give the Reds a lead. It is unbelievable that this guy came in and he had the type of game that he had. It wasn't just like he made one time, one big play or whatever it may be. He was the reason this Reds baseball team, not the only reason, of course, is a team game, but he's one of the main reasons this team won. How long this continues, I don't know, guys. Nick, what's it matter? That's kind of my point anymore. What's it matter? I'm not suggesting that we can't be somewhat realistic in knowing that we're probably not going to win every single game for the rest of the year. But, Nick, your head has to be spinning with the fact that Joey Votto came back and looked the way he did.
Yeah, no question. I think I said yesterday that I have no idea what to expect out of Joey Votto. I could see him coming back and kind of having a renaissance. I could also see him looking like he looked in AAA and looking like he looked in most of last year. The one thing I definitely did not expect is Joey Votto to come up and hit the ground running. I thought best case scenario, it's going to take him 10, 15 games just to kind of get back up to major league speed before he'd have any chance of taking off. And what does Joey Votto do?
Right.
Just like everything else this year, just completely proves every doubter, myself, everyone wrong, and just comes up and has a vintage Joey Votto game. And I don't know. I don't know how long this will last. I don't know how long things with the Reds will last. I don't know how long the starting pitching is going to hold up. All I know is the future is bright as hell for the Cincinnati Reds. We know that is a fact. We know that the long-term future hasn't been this good maybe ever in my lifetime. This season, I'm just going to keep enjoying the ride, and we'll see what happens, because this has just been incredibly fun to watch and follow and hang out with all of you every single night.
Anon 76, he's back again. My man. This makes no sense, man. Votto, shut me up. I'll take your fireball. I was waiting on you, Anon. I was waiting on you, baby. I was waiting on you. I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming, Anon. I was ready for you. I was prepared like Joey Votto was on that fastball. He was ready for it, and he didn't miss it. You know why? Because he bangs. That's why. I'll tell you what, the things I do for this chat, it's getting a little ridiculous. But I digress. Let me go back to this baseball team really fast. Casey McAllister paying his own salary, putting the Discord link in there like a real company man. I got to do a show, guys. Let me focus. All right, Joey Votto. He's awesome. But let me just run through a whole bunch of other things that are just popping in my mind, stream of consciousness that I want to get out before I forget inevitably, and I'll probably be intoxicated by the end of this show, the way it's going. So, Spencer Steer. I wanted to bring this up for a minute. Is that Spencer Steer had one of the best at-bats that he's had, I don't want to say all year, but possibly all year long. And it led to the opportunity that gave Joey a chance to do what he did. And that's the thing that I love about this team the most, is they just pass it to the next guy. There's not one hero on this team. Now, yeah, we have a lot of really good players. But we have so many professionals that take at bats seriously. And listen, McLean has been doing it all year long. Steer does it. Joey Votto, I mean, that was vintage Joey Votto. Now, whether or not that stays, I don't know, and I don't care. That's my main point to all of you. At some point, stop worrying about, and I did this at first too. I was like, this is going to end, whatever. We're probably going to sweep the Royals, and then we're going to go into Houston. Maybe we'll win one game. We sweep Houston, which was absolutely absurd. We sweep Houston, which is absolutely absurd. And now we beat now we beat the Rockies game 1. Just stop, and I'm not trying to tell you how to be a fan, but stop worrying about what's tomorrow. Just enjoy what you watch tonight. And not only that, but not only do they have unbelievable at-bats, Nick, they run. No, we're born. Now, Nick, so now you know. Now you know we have lost track of the show. Base Nick, calm Nick, too optimistic Nick is living it up. But this baseball team, Chad, I'm trying to hold a relatively conscious thought and give you something tonight. But this baseball team makes no sense. This stuff makes no sense, guys. You're not supposed to come back this many times. Good for you, Nick. But they do it night in and night out. I genuinely thought this. I want to know what your guys' I'm going to put it in as a poll. When Buck Farmer, by the way, talk about big buck nut farmer. Have you ever seen a guy getting the crowd stirring? Not boos. They weren't booing him, but it was getting restless. You know, the murmur that comes around the stadium. Have you ever seen a guy just be 3-0 and decide, you know what? I'm going to clear the mechanism, and I'm throwing you fastballs, and you're going to have to hit it. And he just blows 3 straight fastballs by the guy, turns around, and then just does it again. I'm not saying I've never seen it, but in a spot like that, with the game on the line, that, I'm not saying that won us the game, Nick, but I want to say that was the pivoting moment. That was the pivotal moment in this baseball game. We could have lost control right there. It was bases loaded, nobody out. We kept it to a 1-run game. You make it a 1-run game with this team with 3 or 4 at-bats, I like our chances to win.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, and Buck Farmer's been awesome this year. He's still got an ERA of 2.55. Like, if you'd have told any of us that Buck Farmer would be that good at this point of the year, a guy that I even liked, I would have thought that was incredible for him. So, yeah, I mean, they battled through that inning. Even Alex Young, I mean, that walk to Moustakas, it wasn't like he walked him on 4 pitches. I think it went 7.
He had one job. He came in and got behind, Nick. But to be fair to you and what you're trying to say, he did battle. He didn't walk him on 4 straight. Moustakas, even though we all don't like him, I would agree with you, Nick. Moustakas had to battle in order to earn that walk. Is that what you were gonna say? Not to cut you off.
And and he got the next guy out, and he didn't let that snowball, and he kept it a 1-run game, and that's what this team has been able to do. Is keep some of these games close and just keep giving themselves a chance. And it goes back to like the one Dodgers game that they were down, I think 8-3. That the bullpen just kept it at that 8-3, and they slowly clawed their way back. That's and that's what you have to do. You have to have everyone contributing, and you also have to have a few breaks go your way, and that's how you somehow end up with 9 wins in a row. And and here we are. And at one point, Trace, I wanted to say this yesterday and forgot about it. The one variable in these kind of seasons that we don't account for is, you may have like the Reds and the Brewers, and the Brewers could be a couple games better than the Reds if it's played out over 162 games. But big win streaks or big losing streaks can completely flip a season and completely change the way a season's going. And that right now is why the Reds were that. It's because of this win streak. And then that other 6-game win streak earlier in the year. That's completely changed the entire season for the Reds.
You bring up an excellent point, one in which we've talked about on the show before, right? And everyone uses different metrics. I'd like to say, at least I like to use the phrase, you're going to win 50, you're going to lose 50. What do you do with the other 62? This win streak, like it or not, feels like the majority of the 9 wins in a row have been the 62 part. They've been close games. They've been tight games. It's not like this Reds team's been blowing the doors off of everybody. Hell, I think that every time we've had a chance to possibly not use Diaz in the 9th when we wanted to, he's had to eventually come in regardless because it became a little bit of a hairy situation. I'm not suggesting for 1 second that things could change or things could become different. Yes, they could. However, the thing that gives me solace, the thing that makes me confident is not the fluky nature that we're winning by. We're winning based off of 2 things, in my opinion. Well, 3 things. One is this team grinds out at bats. They wear on starters. They get to bullpens. And then when they get on base, they find ways to make a difference on the base pass, whether that's going first to third, whether that's stealing, whether that's running on a 3-2 pitch and they stay out of a double play. That is part of this team's identity. They've not changed it. We loved it. We actually talked about it. The first show I think we ever did on here was about how this is a different team. If they're gonna, and this is laugh out loud funny to say, but if they're gonna do what they did the first game of spring training, which was steal bases, if they do that all year, we were just saying, hey, they'd be fun to watch. They've not only done that, but they've done it really well, and they've been aggressive on the base pass. And the last thing is this: the bullpen has absolutely been rock solid. Let me tell you what boosted morale. You know what helps a clubhouse more than anything is a damn good bullpen. You know how frustrating it is to have a 5-4 lead, 6-4 lead going into the 7th and 8th inning every single night, and then the bullpen gives it up and you lose the game. You battle your tail off all the way up through the 7th, 8th inning, you lose it in the 9th. Whatever it may be, that, I'm telling you folks, is why this team has great momentum. They have an excellent clubhouse camaraderie because the bullpen has saved their tail time and time and time again. And I just love the fact that when you combine all of those, I think that's hard to go away, right? Home runs, you could somewhat dry up a little bit, Nick. But when this team finds ways to do it as a collective unit, it doesn't feel like it's all that streaky. Again, it could change. I'm not suggesting it couldn't. But I'm telling you right now that if you made me put my money on it one way or the other, this isn't really a fluke. It's not. They're just good. They're good. Now, our depth, you could argue, is lax a little bit, Nick. But outside of that, maybe I'm being the overly optimistic fan. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think this is a fluke. Now, winning this many games, yeah, you could argue that's a little bit of a fluke. But I'm just saying in general, Nick, they're a good baseball team.
I'm trying to remember, what did the Reds start in one-run games? Was it like 0-8?
I think they were 1 in something. They were like 1 in 6 or 7. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yes, I think it was even brought up in the chat before about they weren't very good in one-run games. So, well,
they're 16-13 now, and that's largely the bullpen. That's 100% the bullpen.
Yeah, no. Olin Kreis brings up a good point too. You add one more big piece in the back end of this bullpen, and I'm not saying that you got the nasty boys or something, but my God, like every time this game goes to a bullpen, I feel like we're gonna win. I really do. All right, let's get into some guys. Newman led the game off. He got us off to a really good start, obviously, banging one over the left field wall. Senzel did the same, and that kind of got us off to the right track. And good for those guys. Those are two guys that were kind of on the chopping block, if you will, I think, for a little bit of this season. Like it or not, Nick, they were. Newman was considered to be DNFA by me, yours truly, hand up. But he's turned his corner, and I've given him his flowers for about a month and a half now. He's just been playing unbelievably well. He's not going anywhere. And Nick Senzel, nice to see him hit a ball hard. And again, I don't know what we do with these numbers and all that. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I'm happy for them. Good for them.
Yeah, these guys can definitely hit left-handed pitching, that's for sure. And that's, it's what a good team is. And that's what the biggest, I think, theme of the Reds has been this season is they've had so many guys that have played well in their role. I say there's so many guys up and down the lineup that what you asked of them, they've either done or exceeded. Kevin Newman, he's exceeded everything you would have wanted out of him this year, right? Matt McLain obviously goes without saying. Jonathan India, yep. Ellie De La Cruz, yep. Spencer Steer, maybe more than anyone, has far exceeded expectations. Will Benson came back and has. Even Senzel, as much as he struggled, he still has crushed left-handed pitching. Jake Fraley's done his job as the right-handed masher. Tyler Stevenson, maybe the only one that hasn't, that played today. Because Fairchild has. TJ Friedel certainly has. These guys have all done their job, and most of them have gone beyond what you would have expected out of them.
No doubt. All right, I'm going to ask the chat, who is your favorite surprise? And the options are going to be Benson, Fairchild, Newman, and Senzel. I feel like it's a fair poll. It's a fair poll. They've all been an unbelievable surprise for me. I think for my not to persuade people, but for my vote, for a guy that I was out on as much as I was, I think Stuart Fairchild is turning a corner for me. I really do. I do. I like to admit when I'm a little bit wrong. I don't want to say fully wrong, but I like to admit when I'm wrong. You know what I love most about Stuart Fairchild that I've come to appreciate perhaps more this season than I have in other seasons is defense in the outfield. And maybe it's because I always laugh because we have these infielders playing outfield and I make jokes like that on Twitter or whatever. But seriously, like even the ball that what was a ball earlier in the game? I can't remember. I know Senzel tracked a ball pretty poorly in right field, but there was another ball I think hit the left field that I thought could have been caught by a really by a good defensive outfielder, and it wasn't. But yeah, I don't. They're all great. This isn't a. I don't want to say a knock on any of them. I just think Fairchild has surprised me, and I like him. He deserves to stay.
Yeah, and adding on to the everyone doing the rule, just got a text from a good friend of mine. And I'm just going to read it to you because I really like the way he said it. Also, shout out to David Bell for putting these pieces in the right places. The players have executed on what they've been asked to do, but Bell has put them in the right place at the right time. And I know so many people gave, I'm not trying to be like the negative guy, but so many people give crap about these platoon lineups and not sticking with the set lineup. And there has not been set lineups all year, and it's worked. That's why these guys have succeeded. That's why Stuart Fairchild has looked as good as he's looked. That's why Jake Fraley has looked as good as he's looked, is because of the way that David Bell has used them. And I think that has a huge reason for where the Reds are at, where they're at right now.
Yeah, extend Bell. Extend Bell. I mean, there isn't anything else to say other than that. I think that David Bell, for as much as we've, and I say we as in I'll include myself in this group, that have not been fans of him at times. I said all along, Nick, the one thing I do appreciate about David Bell is I know he's prepared. I do know he's prepared. He always has a very good reason as to why he does something. Now, you can make the argument as to why he shouldn't do it from time to time. However, there is always a rational decision-making process with what he has, which I appreciate about David Bell. So, you know, and like he should. I mean, he's a major league manager, so I'm not trying to suggest that he shouldn't be prepared, but go ahead, Nick.
I know this has been a bit, but David Bell his contract does end at the end of the season. So
you think he's going to go somewhere? I mean, come on, he's going to get extended.
No, he's not going to go anywhere. But I think it would send a nice message that if maybe over the next couple weeks, if things continue to go well, that you go ahead and extend him right now. You don't make that wait till the end of the season on that. I think he deserves it.
Well, yeah, he deserves it. I don't even know if it matters, if we're being honest. I mean, I'm not suggesting they can't extend him, but like if they wait till the end of the year, he's still going to be here. They're going to have contract negotiations during the year a little bit. You know, they're not going to make it so overwhelming for him to have to make that decision. That's the only pushback I would have a little bit, Nick, and I don't know how hard it is to hammer out negotiations for a manager. But I don't want him being distracted 1 second with whatever else is going on, right? So it's like I would almost just tell David, hey, we're going to take care of you. You're going to be here long term, but let's get through the rest of this year. We'll figure that out on the back end. Maybe it's something you can cram through the All-Star break, Nick. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how those negotiations go, but if it's something you can do in 2 or 3 days and they can do it during the All-Star break, sure, I'm all for it. Mr. Mo said, I was a Bell hater for a while, but I think through his struggles, he has learned a lot and has progressed a ton. And I think that that's a good point. And I also think that he finally has some pieces around him that make plays for him, right? Players win, coaches lose. It is nice for not Nick, excuse me, but it is nice for David Bell to have some good players. Williamson, second time he's faced this Rockies ball club. And again, he did what I hope all of these starters do. He gives us a chance to win. He wasn't unbelievable. His first 3 innings, though, were, and then kind of fell off after that. But your overall thoughts on Williamson, and I'm relatively pleased, if we're being frank.
It's back-to-back starts that Brandon Williamson has not walked a batter. That, to me, is the biggest massive success for Brandon Williamson. If you watch him in the minor leagues, his control was all over the place at times. 2 consecutive starts. I think both starts were over 5 innings where he did not walk a batter. Last start was more shaky than this one. Didn't look as good at the end of the day. And obviously Buck Farmer struggling really hurt his line today. But remember, he left with a 3-1 lead in the 6th inning. Let's remember when Brandon Williamson was called up. Said start number was the 6, whatever start number it is. Brandon Williamson was going to leave with a 3-1 lead in the 6th inning. You would have been like, yep, we've had a smashing success here. He's done awesome. And I know we'll get to Green and probably the rest of the Reds rotation here in a second, but you need guys like Brandon Williamson to continue to step up, and he's done it so far this year. I feel like his ERA right now sitting at 5.4. I feel that's a little misleading to how overall well he's done. And I know it's so cliche, but he has kept the Reds in most of the games that he started, and that's important.
Yep, there's no doubt about it, Nick. Williamson felt like they were throwing him to the wolves. I got to be honest with you. It felt like they were going to throw him in the woods. I see you scoreboard watching over there. Where are we at? Just let the chat know. We're 1 out away.
1 pitch away.
1 pitch away. Okay.
Fouled off.
No problem. You just interrupt me as soon as I get through this, which will probably be in the next few seconds. But it did feel like we were throwing Brandon Williamson out to the wolves in Colorado. He was struggling at AAA. They were like, you know what? You're in the big league, son. Where are you pitching? You're pitching at Coors. You'll figure it out. And he did. And he's thrown well. Go ahead, Nick. Let the people know.
The Cincinnati Reds are in first place. Do you believe it?
I mean, so stupid. What a dumb show. What an unbelievable team. All right. Let's talk about Green here. Because I don't view this as bad maybe as others do. Maybe I'm just getting too optimistic with the fact that the Reds are winning and I'm just like happy-go-lucky at this point. What are you laughing about?
The Reds are in first place, Trace. It's June 19th, and the Cincinnati mother-freaking Reds are in first place. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I don't know when listen. Not to get off on a side tangent here before we get to the Green IL thing. I was thinking to myself how unbelievably energetic this fan base is, how we've just been starving dogs for so long. I put out a tweet maybe a month ago about how my kids they've never watched the Reds. They've been interested in baseball, but there's never really been anyone on MLB The Show for the Reds to make them excited. And for the first time, to see them be this excited when Buck Farmer strikes a guy out, when Joey Votto got that hit. They've not watched Joey Votto play, but I don't know, 2-3 years. He's a dinosaur to them. But to see him have success and be old enough to remember it, I'm telling you, man, I'm not trying to get sentimental with you, chat. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. But baseball is a beautiful game. It is a beautiful game. I'm not saying you can't have the same amount of fun with football. I'm not saying you can't have the same amount of fun with basketball or any of that. But there's something romantic about just the pure pressure and the buildup of anticipation between pitches and the pure excitement that you get when something happens that is positive for your team. And to go down to the ballpark here soon is going to just be a different vibe, a different energy. And we've deserved it. How many players have come through Cincinnati and talked about how unbelievable this town is and how great the fans are and how much they love the fans? And you're looking at it right there on the screen. Your Cincinnati Reds are 38-35. Winners of their last 9, 9-1 of their last 10. And at 10:42 on June 19th of 2023, your Cincinnati Reds are in first place. And if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. Nick, it's a blessing to be a Reds fan. It's a blessing to have this community. I know that many of you are tuning in here for the first time or you just started watching, and it's just because this Reds team finally got you energized enough to be able to care enough about the Cincinnati Reds, and that is all well and good. The more the merrier right here. However, I do want to tell you, we appreciate the hell out of you. You don't know how much we care about this. Like, you have no clue. The fact that you come in this chat every night, you watch this show every night, it means something to us. It does. And you guys make this fun. I'm not saying it's going to be like this every single night. It probably won't. But God bless America. If we're not going to appreciate this right here, right now, then I don't know what to tell you.
I'm begging you, if you're in Cincinnati and you can get down to the ballpark, get down to the ballpark this week. Support this team, man. Get there. I wish I could be there with you. I'll be there soon.
It's a good time to promo Chatterbox Reds night. As I've said many, many times, we're going to get to the green to the IL thing here in just a second. But we are going down to the ballpark on July 17th against the San Francisco Giants. We have the River Deck rented out on July 1st. We are going to have the opportunity for you guys to get a ticket. It's as simple as this. You're just going to have to buy some merch. I'm not going to make you pay for a ticket, okay? I'm not doing that. You're going to get the ticket for free purchasing a certain amount of merch. And just so you know, the merch is not going to be more than what the ticket costs the company. Because we're not doing that. I don't want to do that. I want all of you guys that support us, I want you to come. If you can't, I'll tell you what, even this, I'm being serious. I don't know if I can do this for everybody, but if you love this show and you're a true OG and you can't afford it, you just let me know. Just send me a DM. I'll figure it out, all right? Now, I can't have 200 people sending DMs. I'm talking about the real OGs up in here, all right? All right, green to the IL. I don't view this as negative as everyone else is, Nick. I'm not downplaying how important Hunter Green is. I know he's very important. I know it's a big deal. I know he's a big deal. He's a huge deal. However, my optimistic brain is telling me that this is more or less of an opportunity to do two things. I tweeted it out. I think it's a chance to do a little roster management. And it's also a chance to give a guy a rest that's not feeling right. But I don't think it's like Nick Lodolo bad is what I'm trying to get at. I don't know how you feel about it, Nick, but that's kind of my overall impression. Doesn't mean I'm right. This is all speculation.
Yeah, I mean, first off, there was a good chance that Hunter Green wasn't going to make it through the full season before he had an innings cap. So this could save him from that. Also, really glass half full. Could it be a good thing for Nick Lodolo if he's able to come back and be effective? This isn't a big deal if one thing happens, Trace. If Graham Ashcraft comes back this weekend and shoves. If he comes back and shoves, this isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
It really comes down to what is Graham Ashcraft going to look like? If he comes back and pitches well, I think the Reds can survive this a couple turns through the rotation without him. If he comes back and struggles, you're really up against it, but we'll see. I don't. What do you even say? Like at this point this season, like everything the Reds have thrown out there almost has somehow worked. So
it does seem like whatever they do, it works. It feels that way. It's like, hey, this doesn't make sense.
Ben Lively,
it works. Brandon Williamson? Hi, do you think having a guy that's got like a 9 ERA in AAA looks like he's lost?
Luke Mailey's been the best catcher. What is this?
It makes no sense. This team,
Kevin Newman, best hitter in baseball against left-handed pitching.
All right, so my point is that I'm not trying to tell you that this is all fine and dandy. No worries on Hunter Green. However, I do think it gives Nick Krall an opportunity to do two different things. One is possibly work on a trade to help this roster management situation. The second thing it does is it gives them a little bit more time to figure out if the Nick Kirby solution is ever going to come to be, which is somebody's probably going to have to get hurt or get banged up enough that somebody's going to have to come up. But they've not had to option any of these guys and or DFA and or trade any of these guys outside of Barrero yet because they've always found a way to put someone on the IL. Ty Kendall with the $20 bomb. There is a sport resurgence going on here in Cincy. I've never been this excited for Cincinnati sports, whether it be football, baseball, and even soccer. All are exciting and surprisingly good. This fall is going to be fun. Ty, I want to tell you, I'm not saying it's because of Chatterbox, but I'm going to tell you a little story about Chatterbox Sports real fast. For those of you that don't know how we started, I'm not going to run you through the whole gamut because you don't need to listen to the whole thing. But there's some joke that we have in our office that just says it's just the Chatterbox way. There were high school football teams in our community that had not made the playoffs in like 20 years. The first year we started covering these teams that used to be doormats, that were doormats for high school football, they made the playoffs. They won playoff games. We then started following a team for the very first year in basketball, and they went all the way to the regionals. The farthest that team's ever been in their life. And now, all of a sudden, don't think it's lost on me that Chatterbox Reds just pops up this year. I was told that this was going to be a team that might lose 100 games. And I look around, and on June 19th at 10:48 in 2023, your Cincinnati Reds are in first place, and I'm just here to say, sorry about it. I love it, and I can't help it. We're fans. That's why, one thing that I've always wondered about with journalists, how could you go and sit in a press box and follow this team and sit there on your hands and watch this team? I couldn't do it. You want to talk about, call me a loser, call me not a media guy, call me not professional. I don't care. You give me media credentials, I'll have them ripped out of my hand in one day. I'll be up there trying to give chest bumps to C. Trent. He'll be smacking me across the face. All right.
Trace, this is from our guy Matt Wilkes. I don't even believe what I'm reading. The last time the Reds were in first place this late in the season was the last game of the season in 2012. I'm emotional, man. I'm emotional reading that. I'm sorry. Like, are you kidding me?
You know what's crazy, chat, is I do feel like every time someone brings up 2012, right? And it can be heartbreaking when you think about it. We're not going to get into that tonight. But it doesn't feel like it's been that long ago sometimes for me. It's like 2012. Oh, yeah, that wasn't that long ago, Nick. You turn around, you look around, it's like, dude, that's like 11 years. That's a long time, man.
I don't know, 2017, 2018, 2022. Those, I think I watched just about every one of those games, and those seasons really made 2012 feel a long time ago.
Nick, this community is amazing. I just want to thank you for watching this show every single night. I get it, if the Reds lose, you might not be here. But if they do and they win and you're here, you show up in droves. We've come a long way, man. I mean, this team will get you emotional. I have not been this happy watching a baseball team in Cincinnati forever, ever almost. 2012 is the last time I had my heart ripped out of my chest. Went to all 3 effing games in Great American Ballpark. And for this team to get us back to a position that I can feel this proud about a team, and we do a damn show on them every single night, and you guys there's 445 people in this damn chat right now. It is absurd. If you guys could like the stream, that would be amazing. I know that, we do this self-promotion stuff all the time, but the more likes, I'm telling you, it adds up to wins. I don't know how to explain it. I can't. It's not scientifically provable, okay? But I'm here for it. I'm telling you, the more likes that we get on every show, the better chance this team wins. They've done it for 9 straight times. I don't know what else to tell you.
Trace, the last time the Reds won 10 straight games was in 2012. Do you know who they won their 10th straight game against?
The Rockies.
Yep.
Can you believe that this shows you how hard it is to win 10 straight games? Think about how good that 2012 team was. Yeah. Marty Brennaman thought that it was so outrageous that to win 10 games, he would shave his head. And this team this year has a chance to win 10 straight games. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but my God, that shows you how hard that is. This is unbelievable, guys.
Well, only the Rays, they said on the broadcast, the Reds were tied, so they passed the other teams. Only the Rays have a longer win streak this year. And remember at the beginning of the year, when they won those 13 games in a row, like that was like such a huge, incredible deal. And the Reds are at 9 now, the second longest. No one else has done that all year. So, man,
If it's your first time here, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We do this every single night. Every single night we come on here. We talk about the Cincinnati Reds after a game. And we are blessed to have this many people in here. And we are always blessed, as always, to have the OGs in the chat. We have not forgotten about you. I can't thank you guys enough, man. You guys gave us hope when there was no hope. When we came in here on Sundays afternoons and Trace was at some brass band festival telling you that Stuart Fairchild was going to be a nobody, I was going to cry.
Remember this team got swept in a 4-game series in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Like, remember when we went into Philadelphia and Will Myers hit a home run?
Didn't he hit 2?
Yeah, he hit 2. Don't tell anybody because that makes it even look worse.
Just wait till Will Myers comes back and keeps this magic rolling. Yeah, and you all will be really believing.
He's due, man. He's due. Jared Willman says 9-game win streak since Trey started shilling for likes. It's science, people. It is science, man. I can't explain it. It doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it. Just believe in it. Nick, you got a pillow to show off. I don't know if you got anything else to add, but I want you to add it now.
Let's do the starters for 10 in a row.
I think that's appropriate. That's appropriate. Hold on, Nick. Before you do it, though, you need to let the people know who, where, when, and why.
All right, Reds-Rockies, Tuesday, 7:10 p.m. Reds going for their 10th consecutive win. Ben Lively be on the mound for the Reds. Lively's given up 20 hits in his last 2 starts, but to his credit, he's only walked 1 batter over that stretch. And Ben Lively, earlier in the year, he threw 2 1/3 innings against the Rockies. Pitched pretty well, but that was his last bullpen appearance before he moved to the rotation back on May 15th. Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. He's been the Rockies' best starter this year. Was really rolling up until his last start. Got crushed by the Braves over the weekend. Gave up 7 earned runs and 4 1/3. But he's pitched really, really well other than that, especially when you factor in the environment that he pitches in. Maybe Joey Votto's back again tomorrow. Right-handed batters hitting .280 with an .809 OPS against him. Left-handed batters .270 with a .676 OPS against him. And he's actually, believe it or not, this is kind of strange as well. He has a ERA of almost 6 on the road, but he actually has an ERA of almost 3 at Coors Field. So he's had very, very strange season. But again, he's pitched really well for them. So this will be a challenge for the Reds. Nick Senzel has 2 home runs against Kyle Freeland, though. So can the Nick Senzel magic continue on Tuesday night? We'll have to find out.
We will, Nick. Let the people see what they want. Give it to them. You need to fix it first. Don't you dare show that without fixing it.
Oh, we're taking our time tonight. We're taking our time. Don't you worry.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I got an idea. I'm going to try to do something. Go ahead, Nick. Show the people what they want.
Oh, first time. Let's go. Man, there's so many people, and they have no idea what the hell this is. This is uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Chat, explain what this is, because I don't even know what it is. Oh, he's getting props ready. Oh,
all right, chat. It's nut cutting time. Just like when Buck Farmer reached down deep into the depths of his soul. I know it wasn't his best outing. I'm well aware. But I'm here to tell you that just because it wasn't his best outing, statistically, doesn't mean a damn thing. He was a nut cutter tonight. He gave us a chance to win. He led the opportunity to give Joey Votto what Joey Votto does best, and that is to give the Cincinnati Reds a good damn chance to win. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you watching this show. I'm going to try to make you proud tonight because you deserve it. You've watched this show so damn long that you get to see me dunk. Watch Off the Bench tomorrow. Thom Brennaman, 10 to noon. It's a hilarious show. You should give it a shot. Not as dumb as ours, but it's pretty dumb. And as always, please, if this is your first time, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, And go download the podcast, Chatterbox Reds, on all of your podcast platforms. All of these super chats, I love you all. I love you all. I didn't miss you, sir, boy. Thank you, Jared, Ty, Mr. Mo, Josh, Casey, Anon, Reds Daily, Crunky, Gabe K, Bass, John, Drew, and Big Red. We love you all. But most importantly, we love the Cincinnati Reds. Nut cutting time. Run the graphic, Nick.